Hello everyone. Now I've made a lot of things on my show, but I've never made naan and hummus. This week we are going to learn from someone who has made hummus and naan as a staple for his home. So come meet Tim on Spanish Fork 17's Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Welcome to Cooking Made Easy with June. This episode is all about naan and hummus. So we have Tim here, and Tim, we have Jan, your wife, here, and she's very talkative. Yeah. So I'm trying to get you to talk now. So
I'm not too talkative, but I have to tell you something. I didn't know that naan and hummus went together so well until about 6 months ago.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Why not?
I've been making hummus for a long time. I haven't made naan before, but I knew what it was before. Because of my visits to Indian restaurants and loved it. And when I put them together at a party where the host put them together, I said, this goes too well together. I've got to be using
You know, so naan is a type of bread that is just the name of it, but it's almost like a flat bread, but it rises. It's not a flat bread?
It's not a flat bread in the sense that it has yeast, yeah, so it does rise more, and it is Indian.
Okay, before, so I can see, we'll talk about that in a sec. I forgot, we need to get going and we need to start the hummus beans. We're gonna do it from scratch, and hopefully we can get it done by the time. If not, we'll figure it out. Okay, so show us what we do. You have a little secret that I didn't know about.
I don't really have many secrets. I like to always start with dry beans because dry beans can be flavored, right?
Yes.
You can get the flavor rather than canned beans, which just come in a thick goop with a little bit of salt in it.
I know. I'm so excited to try this.
So flavored beans are much, much better.
You're right. So go ahead and let's do this.
So we're going to use about half a pound. So this is half a package.
Okay. So how much water? Wait, there's a thing right there. Oh, I'll get some water for you. Okay. Do we want to cover it?
Because you can season them ahead of time. Yeah, we're just going to add a few seasonings. You can do it up to.
Go ahead and add the seasoning while I put water.
To your choice. I'm going to pull the stem off this pepper.
Okay.
Keep these frozen from the garden.
Ooh.
So that was frozen until a little while ago.
Is that enough water?
I think that's plenty of water. Yeah. And a little extra is good for hummus because you're going to save the water to make. If you need the water for the hummus, you're going to use the bean water that's already flavored.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we do next? Oh, that's for the dough. So
Let's
we put this in?
Is that garlic powder?
Yeah. So we're just going to throw, okay, so tell me about how much for this half a pound.
Teaspoon.
About a teaspoon. So this is about a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Garlic powder.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of black pepper.
Okay, this is white pepper, but I like white pepper. It will make it look pretty. Ooh, that looks like a lot of pepper. I think I put a teaspoon. Is that too much?
No, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay, you go ahead and put salt in.
I'm going to put a little salt in.
So you could almost say, would be safe to say we put a teaspoon of everything and except a half teaspoon of salt.
Probably, yeah.
And everything else like cumin. This is this is ginger. You just want maybe a quarter teaspoon of ginger.
Yeah, not too much ginger.
Okay.
Just the flavor.
It's kind of spicy.
It's kind of what you want.
Okay, and what else? Cumin. We didn't put in cumin yet. Do you want cumin in it?
I do. I put a little bit, not a lot. But
okay, so I want to say a quarter to a half teaspoon of everything, including salt. Okay, we'll write that down. Write it down. Okay, so that's it.
You're going to cook your beans. Yep, that's plenty.
Do we want to stir anything or?
It should mix up on its own.
Okay, awesome. So then let's see. Where's the front? I always have to deal with this. How do we close this thing? So it's going to go. Oh, this goes in the back. Okay, so there's a button on the inside pot that's called, what did you say? You saw something about bean. Oh, bean/chili, right?
Yeah.
So we're just going to push bean, and there it is. High pressure bean. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. Let's go ahead and make the dough, Tim. So the naan dough is what we're going to make.
Yes, very good.
Okay, let's move this.
So we're going to start with a little bit of warm water, half a cup of warm water in our yeast.
Okay.
2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of yeast is plenty.
Did you say you wanted to measure the temperature of your water?
Just so it's not too hot, not too cold, so it does, yeah. So I'll put the yeast in first, a little bit of sugar to start as well. Just a teaspoon of sugar is plenty.
Do you think that's about a half a cup?
This is only a half teaspoon, so I'm only putting 2 teaspoons worth. That's plenty. Half a cup is plenty of water, yeah.
Okay. So do you want to measure this or not?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what is the temperature? I just turn it on.
We don't want it more than 120, 110 is good. So 105, 108, though, that's awesome. That's perfect.
109?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect temperature.
I never measure the temperature. I just think my hot tap water is perfect.
It can be,
So
it
that's
can't
kind
be.
of nice,
Maybe
right?
your finger's
Yeah,
good
it's good
as-
to know though. I'm glad
Yeah.
you
This is sugar or
did that.
this is salt, June?
Okay, awesome. How
This
much
is
sugar
sugar?
and salt? Oh, that's sugar.
That's sugar?
Yeah.
We just want a little sugar and we're going to let it sit a few minutes to
Okay.
bubble up.
Like what's a little sugar? According to the recipe, it's a teaspoon of sugar.
A teaspoon of sugar, yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
plenty.
that's a half teaspoon. So you're gonna go 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
So it's
already,
like making a
it's
bread
already
dough.
bubbling,
Yeah.
isn't it? Mhm.
Nice. Is that enough, or you want it bubbling more?
You could wait to bubble more. I mean, you're going to let this rise anyways and double
Right.
before you cook it.
Okay. Oh, look
So
at all the
therefore,
bubbles.
I don't know how long you'd really have to wait.
Okay.
We can go ahead and proceed.
Yeah, let's do it. What do we
Okay.
do next?
We're going to put an egg in there, just
Okay.
one. So this is another reason it's not just a flat bread recipe.
Yeah, because it rises and has egg in it.
Right.
Here.
It has
You can
yeast
put
in
that
the
in here.
egg.
Here, just put it in here. Okay, yeast and
Good.
egg.
Then we need half a cup of yogurt.
Okay.
Just plain
There's
yogurt's
I think
good.
That's a half cup.
I think
Just
it is.
move it over here so we can get the camera and see us cooking. Not that you want to know us how, watch us open a box of yogurt. Okay, I'll get a spatula.
Yeah, I usually don't even measure this, just guess at it. But,
Oh, you do? You just guess?
but
Oh,
that's
what did
okay
you
because
guess?
it's just too hard to spoon it out of a measuring cup.
Okay, is that half a cup?
I think that's good. Yeah, that's plenty.
Okay, let's not do it then. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Then I believe that's about it. I have to check
Egg,
the recipe
salt,
really quick.
flour. Oh, olive oil.
Oh yes,
Do
3
we want it
tablespoons
right now?
olive oil.
Okay.
Sure, let's do that.
So you want to guess, and I'll let you do it.
I can guess, or we can get a tablespoon.
Just
one or
guess,
the
and
other.
it'll be fine. Because you can
Okay.
just kind of see.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, so about 3 tablespoons.
1, 2, 3. There
Yep,
we go.
perfect. And I think that's it. Egg, sugar, yeast, warm water, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. Yep, okay.
Add the flour.
Okay, it says
So I add at least 2 cups of flour. I've always used 3.
Okay.
I don't know that
Do
it,
we want to mix it now or wait? Or put the flour in first? I don't know how you...
well, you can mix it now if you'd like, but the dough hook's not going to really mix it. And,
Oh, that's...
you know, has anyone used those bread makers where you just put all the ingredients in and you
I
mix up all on
know.
their
That-
own? So I don't think you need to mix it actually.
Although I hate those things. You have to measure everything so exact. That's a half cup measurement, so...
I know.
But that might... Here's a cup. Here's a
Thank
cup
you.
measurement. This is
Very good.
approximately.
Perfect. We can add 2.5 just in case.
Okay.
So I
In
usually
case
make
what?
I usually make my own flour because in order to
You
have
make
really
your
have,
own flour?
in order to have really your own whole wheat
my
flour.
goodness. This is a true... Okay, you look at Tim and you talk to him and he doesn't seem like he cooks a lot. But Jan told me that your kids come home and say, well, when they have dinner, now who made this, mom or dad? Is that true?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's so
somewhat
awesome.
true.
And that's why I was like, okay, Tim, get on here. This is so awesome.
But
Now tell me about your background of cooking. Like why, how did you just,
I
did
just
did
been
your
into
mom and
whole
dad
wheat.
cook a lot or?
my mother and father both cooked. Yeah, my dad would often make breakfast, so
Aw.
I was
awesome.
Typically liked my mom's breakfast better because my dad liked the eggs too runny and that kind of thing. But
Okay.
my dad often cooked.
So we just
Turn on low, yeah.
Okay,
All right,
there.
so you just kind of watch the dough for a minute, see what it
Okay.
ends up at.
All
We'll
right.
probably have to add a little more flour, but we'll find out. We'll see.
Oh, you do? You think we need to? Should I turn it on a little bit higher?
Nope.
Oh. Okay. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix it in well.
Let me think. I'll tell you what. I want to see what what the dough consistency looks like.
Pretty much a bread dough if you're familiar
Okay.
with a bread
Yeah,
dough.
so it's a bread dough.
You don't want it too
Okay.
sticky, but you don't want it too dry, especially
Yeah.
since we're using whole wheat. You
Right.
could use,
Have you
all-purpose
made-
flour.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you made it with the all-purpose flour?
I haven't because I'm just such a whole wheat nut that I just grabbed the recipe
so
and
much better.
I made it several times now and I know
Yeah.
it works well with whole wheat.
Okay,
So.
so you could use all-purpose flour, which some people don't like whole wheat, but I love whole wheat, so this is gonna be awesome. Okay, so we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to have some. So this looks like a bread dough, right? Do we?
Yeah, it's starting. It's getting there already. I don't know if we will even have to add any more flour.
Yeah, I think that's a good consistency. What we're gonna do is, since it's kneading it already, you're just gonna put it in a container and let it rise.
Yep, I would usually just cover the bowl with a saran
Okay.
wrap personally. Put it in a warm spot, and when it doubles, which is usually about an hour or so,
Okay.
then you
awesome.
can briefly
Okay.
knead it, roll it out, and fry it up, and that's what we're going to do, because we don't have a tandoori oven, right?
No, we don't have a tandoori oven. We'll talk
I
about
wouldn't know how
that
to
when we
use
get
it.
back.
I wouldn't know how to use one anyway, so that's just as well.
So you guys come back. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to bake these puppies. All right, you guys, welcome back. And Tim, tell us about the dough that we're about to cover.
Well, this dough is not too sticky, but it is still wet, so it's almost perfect. It might be just a hair dry, but I think it would be worthwhile just to go with that and see what happened.
So this
So I
is
would cover that and let it rise and double. And
so this is where it's been risen, and you put it. Did you put it in the fridge at all, or
I did put it in the fridge, but I
Okay.
think it works well because I had it for lunch.
Show them that, yeah. You had it for lunch.
I had a little bit
love
for lunch. I made 2 little naans for lunch. Supposed to make 8, but I found you can make it up to 16. The other beautiful thing about the naan is once it's cooked, you can put it in a plastic bag. It will not stick to the plastic. It will not stick to each other. And you can put it in the freezer and pull them out and put them in your toaster oven or just in the oven for just a few minutes, and you'll have fresh naan.
Awesome, Tim. Sorry, my little mic here fell off for a second, but I just want to make sure I got it on here. Yeah, so show us how to roll the naan.
Oh, I wish I did know how to roll the naan, but I do know how to roll pastry, so.
So let's do. Do
I'm
you
gonna
want
take-
a rolling pin?
Yep, I'm going to use your rolling pin. Thank you. Then I could have you or Jan do this. A lot better than me, but.
What?
But naan doesn't have to be a funny shape. They stretch it out. Usually, I've watched them on a YouTube channel.
Okay.
They stretch it out with their hands, kind of like a pizza dough, actually.
Okay.
And it's spin it, but it's
Yeah,
not as
can
big
I-
as.
Maybe I'll try it with you.
Yeah.
So we can have more than one.
Right. Sure.
Okay.
But
so
I'm not good at that, so I like to roll it out.
Okay.
I like it a little bit thinner. You could leave it thicker if you wanted. A tandoori oven, they can actually cook it on the side. They don't have to turn it over, but they use a big.
So now I'm not
Padded.
100% sure. I've seen the tandoori ovens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how big are they? Are they just like this big? Adam looked it up and he said like $1,500.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, I don't know. I think they can be anywhere. I think the size doesn't matter so much. They can have really big ones, but they,
Oh, so they have little ones?
they cook on the side, so the dough should be somewhat sticky. But we're not going to do that. We're going to use a fairly hot on medium
Okay.
cast iron pan, and that's going to work really well. You can put a little, if you want to be more authentic, you can put a little ghee,
A little what?
clarified butter.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you want butter on it?
In fact, the recipe calls for butter.
In
But the
dough?
butter is not in the dough. The butter is to put on afterwards to eat.
So now, I don't have clarified butter, but can I use regular butter that's I have it on my counter?
You could use regular butter, or you could not even, or you could spray the pan or forget.
Because isn't clarified butter is you melt it and then let it take off that white part or whatever?
Yeah, you take out all the
cream?
liquid other
Yeah.
than the fat.
Yeah.
So I think this is, even though this is a small one and not
Yeah.
real big, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's
But
put it on the
you
pan.
can go, you can
This
roll
one I
yours
got.
out, or probably have enough room for 2 of them in your big pan.
Okay. Here, I'll do it really fast here, this one, because that one got something on it. Got from my hand, I got on the, oops. See,
My dough was stickier. My dough was a little too wet,
no, I think this is going
but
to be yummy.
it works, yeah.
I almost like a sticky, I feel like it's a little bit more tender.
Yeah.
I like a more tender type of bread anyways, overall, so here, should we do that?
Yep. Throw it on there.
Ooh,
Perfect.
Is it burning the butter? Is that okay?
I don't care whether it burns the butter, do you?
I don't care. I mean, some people don't like that, but it has a distinct flavor. I know that. You've been to Disneyland though, have you? Mm-hmm. And they make these num-nums from the Incredibles by the roller coaster. I don't know if you've been recently.
I have.
But they're called they're called brown butter, and they sell. The food there is amazing, of course, but they sell. It's called num-nums, but they're like chocolate chip cookies, but they're actually made with. It's the recipe. It calls for you to brown the butter before you put it in the cookie,
really?
and it's really
Interesting.
good. Anyway, so I just thought I brought that up because we're talking about browning butter.
I'm not doing too good a job of turning this, but that's about done.
Really? That's it?
On one side, yeah.
Oh, so it's
So the
almost like a
tandoori oven would
tortilla.
cook it on 2 sides at once because it sticks to the side of the oven, which is vertical, and then
You know-
the fire cooks one side and the hot.
Oh, like
oven
up
cooks the
there,
other
like
side.
hanging down.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen that people actually making. I remember one food truck, and I think it was in Spanish Fork. I can't remember one year we did a food truck show, and they had a tandoori oven, But the funny thing is, Tim, they store-bought naan. But
Oh, really?
they cooked it in the tandoori oven. I'm like, that's no fun. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're gonna use a tandoori oven,
You have to
make a
the
homemade
bread.
bread.
Because the bread's not hard to make, right?
No.
The dough's not hard to make.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's okay.
overdoing it. Do you move it around or no?
You can if you want. Collect the different oils if you wish.
Let's make a few
Doesn't
more.
really need oil, especially on your good seasoned pan here.
Yeah. So let's make. I mean, is that finished or not? Tell me.
They're about done, yeah.
So let's do this. We're gonna make a few more things here.
Might as well.
Naan, and then we'll come back and see if we can get our
Hummus going.
So
Yeah.
so we're gonna take a little break and then we'll come back. Okay. So don't go away. We're not finished. All right, welcome back. Okay, so while we were taking a break, we allowed the beans to cook in the crock pot. And so we figured out how to do it. It's basically on high pressure for 30 minutes-ish, and then it has to release.
Yeah.
So, but if some of the pressure cookers, this one has a bean chili /chili button, and then another one does not have, my older one doesn't have one, so you could just push multi-grain and it'll automatically cook it. So let's go ahead and open it. And then we have, look at that, okay.
We cooked half a pound of beans about.
Okay.
And we got plenty of water in there, but that's okay because we're going to use some of that liquid.
You want to do that, Tim? Okay, so look at these are garbanzo beans. So what I love about it is that, Tim, you cooked it with the spices. I don't think a lot of people do that.
Well, that's the beauty of having the dry beans, as we mentioned before, is that you can add the spices.
Right, because if you buy beans that are in the can, it already has its own seasoning. Oh, look at that big pepper.
And I'm going to throw in this serrano pepper too because
serrano pepper.
It's going to be fairly warm, but not too warm. It shouldn't be too warm with all those beans.
That's awesome. But you know, some people also say that they want to soak the beans first. But that seems like another big step to me. If you
don't have a pressure cooker, though, that's what you need to do.
If you have a pressure cooker, you don't need to do that. You just do this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to taste one. Oh, that's good. Just like that. I'm so excited for fresh hummus.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have a few more beans in there, but let's go ahead and stop and call that good. And we'll get some liquid when we need it.
Ooh, I taste a tiny bit of heat. You want to put liquid or no?
You can put that much in for now, but we'll wait and reserve it for if we need it.
So we don't need this?
Well, we may, but go ahead and put that in there, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So now what we're going to do is add, a lot of people add tahini, so that's something that's basically sesame. So I thought, why add tahini if you can use sesame? So the first time I made this, it was way too sesame because I used too much sesame oil. I didn't use any other oil.
Okay.
But if you use a little bit of sesame oil and plenty of sesame seed, like at least a quarter cup, which would be about
4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoons, yeah.
That was 3.
There's 4.
That's 4-ish.
Yeah. We're going to use at least a tablespoon, but not too much.
Or 3 full ones. Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
of sesame oil.
Okay.
So that's going to give it that sesame flavor.
Okay.
But if you use straight sesame oil, I think you'll be impressed that it has too much sesame flavor.
So how much is?
So I use a tablespoon and then a couple tablespoons of olive oil.
Oh, because just sesame alone is overpowering.
It's just too much sesame, yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'll have to remember this.
So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and that should be plenty, but you could use more. Our Mediterranean diet says we should eat about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil a day.
Wow. We could do that. I cook with excuse me, let me grab this. I cook with a lot of olive oil. I'm scrubbing to see if I can find a pen here. I'm going to write this down. So
we're going to throw in some fresh garlic, even though we had some garlic powder in her with our beans.
So, fresh garlic.
And then we're going to add about 2 or 3 tablespoons of lemon or lime juice. This is kind of a mixture. These were some homemade limes that we picked up in California and froze for a little while.
That's so cool. Wait, how much lime and lemon/lemon? 2 tablespoons? 2?
I'm going to put about 3 in here.
3 tablespoons?
I put
you
about
cook like me.
2 of lemon and 1 of lime, or you can mix it however you
lemon,
want.
Lime.
Then I usually use a little bit of vinegar, usually a red wine or a white wine vinegar.
Oh, really? Even though you
But
already
you don't have
the
to
lemon?
have it, but because you have the lemon, exactly. It's
Yeah,
just,
so
it
why
just
would
be
you want to
flavor.
do the
It would just be flavor.
red wine vinegar?
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm going to put a tablespoon of this in because this is what I like.
Okay.
Having made it many times just to taste, this is what I like, so
So a
this is what I do.
tablespoon.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I forget? Oh, garlic, olive oil, lemon lime. Oh, 1 tablespoon of sesame seed oil.
And then we'll salt and pepper to taste, but maybe we had enough seasonings in the beans that we don't really need to add any more salt or pepper.
Yeah, I think.
So let's go ahead and see what we get when we blend this
Yeah.
up.
Okay. So where's our lid? Oh. No, stay here. So I wonder if you should put maybe a half teaspoon of salt. What are you thinking? Because when I tasted the bean, it was good. Well, maybe not.
Sure, I'm happy to put a little salt in there.
Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah, so maybe a 1/4 teaspoon, or that was a half teaspoon. All right, let's do it.
Okay. We're just trying to puree, so if your blender has a puree setting, you can use that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can just...
This is a Vitamix. Look, watch, it's going to be so smooth. You can turn up higher.
I think it's a little dry, though, so I want to add a little bit more.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and add some liquid.
Let's go ahead and add
Hey,
some
we have
liquid.
a hole right there. We can just pour it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love this. Okay, let me get a cup.
Yeah, we don't want the slotted spoon this time, but we can use the other spoon.
Here. Put in there, and then you can just pour it in there.
Probably only need a little bit. A few tablespoons at a time is plenty to add.
Okay, liquid. Go ahead.
That's why we retain some of this liquid, and it's okay to have it,
Yeah.
to have made the beans
see.
wetter. It will actually thicken a little bit too when it
Okay, so
cools
we
in the
need to-
fridge.
Yeah, let's put a bit more
A
oil.
little bit more liquid.
Yeah, I can bring that little thing that hits it down.
This is
Look
fine.
we're just like winging it.
This is fine, June. This is working
I want to
great.
taste it. Oh, I don't know where that thing is. Okay, so I'm going to use a wooden spoon. Now, we need to taste this before we... Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this. I think it's because it's hot. See how it's so thick up here?
It's
So
hard
I'm
to
just-
get the liquid at the bottom.
Yes.
at
So once I
first, yeah.
do this for a second.
Yeah, I have to do that in mine
Okay.
as well, yeah.
So I want to hurry and do this so we can taste it. Yeah? Do we need more liquid or do you think that's good? Oh, look, here we go.
It's rolling over. It's doing pretty good. We can add a little bit more liquid. Let's do a little bit more and see what happens.
Let's put a little bit more. Oh, yeah, we need more. I think we need a lot more. I think we need... Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay.
Every blender's different, so you have to
Yeah.
adjust.
Yeah. So we do like a smoother... There we go. What do you think about that?
Yep. Very good.
Okay, now it always freezes up when I do that. What do you think? Do you think that's good hummus? Or thicker or thinner?
Let's mix it just a little bit more, and then we'll try it.
Let's put a little bit more liquid in it.
Okay.
We gotta go though. We're running out of time now. We have all the time in the world now. We don't have any time. Okay. There we go.
One more, and we're done.
One more blend. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's fluffing up. You know why? I think, Tim, it's a little bit hot.
It is hot. It is hot.
I think if it wasn't as hot,
Uh-huh.
it would see how the
Yeah.
steam's coming out and is making it thicker?
I think so,
So
too.
do you think we need to add more liquid or do you think this is good? Let's just for the sake of...
Let's just try it. I think it
Yeah.
has plenty of
Okay,
liquid.
so here we go.
I'm anxious to see how it tastes like, too, because every time is a little bit different, right?
Yes.
And it will
that's
thicken
good
up
for
when
now.
it cools as well.
Yes. So I think we could add, I can smell it. It smells amazing. So I'm gonna put this here for now. And let's move this. Okay. And let's see. So we'll put this in. We'll get some fresh lemons in here. Okay. So you guys, let me put some green onions. Do we have any green onions that will make it look pretty?
I had some green olives, but I didn't get them ready.
Some
yet.
what?
Green olives, but I didn't get them ready yet. Yeah,
That's
it's
all
not
right.
like it's the most appealing colors, right?
No, it's kind of ugly. Oh,
But I
where's my
promise you it'll
scissors?
taste great.
No, it'll be good.
I haven't had two things that go together better almost than naan and
Let's
hummus.
put a little bit of green on here. I know it's just green onion, but you can
Works.
just, it's fine.
I like it.
Okay, let me taste it really quick. Oh my gosh, I'm a little flustered. Here we go.
Here's a big spoon, June.
All right.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
be first.
Yeah, I'm gonna twist it a little bit. Tim, you want to have some of this bread? You know this. Woo! That's a little spicy.
Warm, spicy too, huh?
Mmm.
Yeah, we put that whole pepper in
think-
there, so.
It's really good. I think it needs a little more garlic and salt. What do you think? It's a little sour.
I can taste the heat and I can taste the garlic already, but
No,
you,
okay.
you could certainly put more in to taste.
I think you could put a little bit more liquid and a little bit more salt. But it's so good. I love
like
these fresh. I taste the serrano peppers.
I still
I
think
love it.
naan and hummus goes great together. I love it together.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, thank you so much. Good job.
Thank you.
Is this what kids do now?
Yeah, fist pump. Thank you for letting me share that with people.
No, I love it. Thank you so much. And so, well, come here. Give a shout out to somebody.
What, the Indians and Egyptians that we can trace hummus and naan bread to? Goes together well. I just think it goes together awesome. I've loved hummus. I've loved hummus and I've loved naan for a long time, but having them together
Yeah, so good.
is a marriage made in heaven.
So, happy cooking. Till next time on Cooking Ladies with Jen. Thanks again.
Thank you,
Okay.
June.
Mm.